investigation he put in to the Kanika Jenkins case. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you Mr. John Q.
All right, we are in the house tonight. What is up? We are live now. Hello, everybody. Hello. Busting through the doors, coming in for a special live on a Friday evening. Yes, things are warming up. Good to see you. My goodness. Yes, we're back. We've been busy, but we're back. We got some people else here saying hello and knocking the doors down, getting up in here. We have Miss Chloe Olvera in the house. How you doing? Good to see you. You go live pretty late at night. I can never catch your work on time. 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and it's like, oh man, okay. Well, I'll catch up to it during the day. But it's good to see you. Good to have you. My goodness, we got Miss Aquahoma. Miss Aquahoma, how are you? Much love to you. She got my 8 balls up. Sending much love, as always. Good to see you. My goodness. All right. People are bubbling tonight. Miss Justice is up in the house. Hello, Miss Justice. Oh, man. Good to see you. My goodness. Miss Lorraine Muhammad, peace and blessings upon you. And thank you very much. You surprised me there. You sent me a little appreciation, showing some love. Thank you so much for that. I was like, okay, I'm getting ready to go live. Who wants to talk now? Oh, wow. Definitely blown away. Much love to you, Miss Lorraine, for doing that. Thank you so much. Like I said, I've always said, I've got some serious ladies in the building that holds John Q's channel down every single second. So, much love to you for that. Wow. Okay, great way to start a live too. Wow, good to see you. Cold Pepsi is up in the house. All right, Miss Cold Pepsi. Good to see you. Good to see you. LB Risha 87 is in the house, sending everyone hello. All right. Good to see you. Lily Rochelle is in the house. Good evening to you. Yes, it's been a busy week. My goodness. The place has been boiling over on YouTube like crazy. We'll be getting into a couple of items here covering that craziness. But good to see you. See who else we got in here. Linda Truman just drove in. Oh, wow. Linda, how are you? Good to see you. All right. Well, while y'all are coming in, you know how we do it here. I am not going to be live long tonight. I just wanted to jump on here, give you a few updates, and talk to you about an upcoming roundtable session 5, which is taking place. Well, I'm not going to tell you now. I'll tell you a little bit. In a little bit. We get to it in a little bit. Yeah, but it's good. I hope everybody had a good week. Good to see everybody. Let's see who's knocking the building down in here. Let's see. Okay. So we got Miss Chloe, Aquahoma. Yes. Always good to see you. Miss Justice is up in the building, coming through. And Miss Lorraine is in the house. Okay. Definitely. Cold Pepsi. Busting through. LB Risha 87. All right now. You got my colors. Oh my goodness. Lily, how you doing? Good to see you. My goodness. Yes, it's been a busy, busy week. And we got Miss Carol Smith. Thank you, Carol. Like I said, right on time. Right on time. Much love to you for sending me that. And then I get a text message from Boss Blake sending me the same information. I got it. So thank you so much for sending me that. Linda, thank you. Thank you so much. Y'all are just too much up in here. Too much. Too much. We got Blue Devil. Uh-oh. Blue Devil G up in here. Blue Devil G is up in here. Yes, it's been a very busy week. Just finished my 21st blanket for the blanket drive for our less fortunate. Oh, wow. Okay. God be with them. Yes, yes, because it's going to be, we're getting into temperatures now here in New York. And nighttime temperatures have been extremely cool. Yeah, 38 and 34. I looked out the window to see if it was snowing already. I said, wait a minute. We're supposed to be in fall, right? I hope so. Shamina Wright is in the house. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Definitely. Hope all is well with all of you and your family. My goodness. Good to see that folks are chiming in, jumping in. We got Jaded up in the house. Hello. Thank you for being a part of tonight's live. Well, we're going to be getting into some updates. Uh, been meaning to do that, but also doing a lot of work behind the scenes, working on the next upcoming roundtable live, which will be taking place tomorrow night, folks. We going again. It's going to be powerful. Indeed. If you have missed any one of the roundtable lives, oh, you got to go down that playlist. You got to go down the playlist because number 5 is happening tomorrow night. Oh yes, I'll give you the location and everything as we proceed, but I'm very excited about that. There's been some great work done on that by Miss 54 Keys and Mr. Boss Blake, who have spent countless hours. I'm talking about the kind of digging that needed to be done first time around, but it's great to have a team doing it together. And I'm talking about not just the three of us, but we also have contributing members working around the clock with us, uh, making their contributions. And these are major contributions to the case. So, yes, indeed. So, let's see who we got up in here. I thought I saw somebody else jump up in here. So, tonight, to take precedence, I want to get to this update here because this just jumped into the building. This update just got me like, what? Huh? You're kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. And this is the main update. And I says, oh man, I was looking forward to something else. I was hoping that they were ready to rock and roll. Unfortunately, yeah, we just got that. This was posted today at 11:14 a.m. and then updated again at 12:42 p.m. from Jason Kotowski. KGET.com, keeping an eye on this case. Where the boys? Trial for adoptive parents of Orson West postponed now till January. Where the wind blows. Welcome, welcome. Now, they were set to do a readiness hearing, I believe either today or Monday. I believe they had a readiness hearing set up for I think just before the weekend. I had wrote down the 15th, but either it was going to be today. Well, the update just came in today, so probably today. Only for and I can imagine what it's going to say. I'm just getting this information in hot off the press 2 minutes before I push the live button. And thank you, Miss Carol Smith, for sending me this. And I'm like, oh no. I said, okay, well, at least we got word. Bakersfield, California. And we're just getting right into it. Oh, well, let me do this real quick since YouTube has been very, very sensitive about content creators using content from other platforms. And I did a live just 2 weeks ago on the Daniel Robinson case, and I wanted to play a little video that was posted from ID Discovery, who did a short documentary on the case. I thought it had some decent insights and case facts. And no sooner than I got maybe 2 minutes into it, YouTube knocked us right offline. I don't know how many of you were here when that happened, and that's the first time. And I've showed my disclaimers and everything else to protect the channel, to let them know that we were sharing this as the video stated to share, and they knocked us down. So I had to edit that part out. And upon editing, of course, the downside to editing any live that you do is that you lose the chat. So that's the reason why that live didn't have a chat under it. I said, oh, people, man, it mess you up. It's online. It's not like we're stealing anything. You got your name all over it. We can't claim origination on this material. But they did. So I said, okay. I said, I know better next time. So I put up my disclaimers anyway. Make sure that we cover the items that we want to cover. We are sharing news articles and information from the internet. I've always done that. Then the views and opinions expressed in the content or comments on this media are those of the speaker, me, and do not reflect or represent the views and opinions held by the owner. And you know what that falls under, right? Fair use. So please understand, we do not hold ownership of the information that we provide on this channel. We give credit to the ownership, and we make sure that any credit we do get, we put links in the description, which I will be doing later on tonight once this live has been fulfilled. So yes, I said, I learned my lesson, most certainly. So, hey, now we can get to it. So here we have the update that we just received from Miss Carol Smith regarding the West Boys. And this just came in. Bakersfield, California. The trial of Jacqueline and Trezell West, charged with murder and the offenses in the deaths of 2 adoptive boys, whose disappearance sparked a massive search and national media interest, was postponed Friday, today, to early next year. That burns me. The West, who is set to begin trial later this month, are now scheduled for trial on January 30th after defense counsel said that they were still receiving evidence, including thousands of pages of documents on information retrieved from cell phones and computers, and needed more time to prepare. Judge John W. Lua granted the postponement over the objection of the West, finding it necessary for defense attorneys to properly prepare. I'll just call her Alexia. That's what it looks like. Torres Stallings, one of Jacqueline West's attorneys, said they had received DNA evidence and body camera footage and were awaiting the cell phone and computer evidence. And you start to chuck through all of the evidence that the mountains of evidence that they have to deal with. How many people working in these people's office to get through that? You kind of figure it must be a very small office. The bodies of Orrin and Orson West have not been found, and prosecutors have not revealed the manner in which they believe they died. Prosecutors allege Orrin 4 and Orson 3 were killed about 3 months before the West reported them missing in December 21st of 2020. Dozens of searches have been conducted and digging performed at sites in California City and in Bakersfield. A criminal protective order bars the West from seeing their 2 biological children and other 2 remaining adoptive children. Prosecutors sought the order out of concerns the West would influence the children about the criminal case. So a gag order was issued in March, remains in effect. That was issued in March, remains in effect, and bars prosecutors and the West's attorneys, investigators, and court staff from speaking about the case. That's it, folks. That's what they gave us. This is what they gave us. So the defense attorneys, that would be plural. Let's see. I know I had them around here. These guys still not prepared under a second postponement. Now, in the last date we had was they got together. Readiness for trial was in June. We're supposed to go there. They didn't. They push it up to October. Now we're here in October. Now we don't get them until next year. Good evening, Candy Kane 82. Where the wind blows is in the house. Much love to you. Miss Angela James is in the house. Thank you for being here. I see y'all coming in here now. Yeah, so you kind of figured, okay, so they must have a very small office. It must be short staff. They have to pummel through all of the evidence that comes from the DA's office pertaining to all of the evidence that was taken to the grand jury to get 2 indictments. Obviously, the first indictment was the second-degree murder charge for both Jacqueline and Trezell. Felonious child abuse for both Jacqueline and Trezell, for both boys, and reporting a false 911 emergency call. Boom, then they came around a second indictment with manslaughter charges because there happens to be an additional party that is involved with what happened to the boys. And we covered that information on the last of a few updates we did cover here on my channel. So, as interesting as things are getting, it's becoming more and more realistic to the defense attorneys now to say, we didn't know it was going to be this big. Well, here you are. Here you are. And the main thing about it is that, yes, it does. It's an inconvenience. It does drag this case. It is dragging this case. But nonetheless, they're still in jail. They will remain in jail. No bail, no bond, until these folks get it together. until these folks get it together. So when you have a case as major in proportion as it is, and you've got the DA that's still gathering and not only the evidence that they already presented to the grand jury twice, but obviously it gives them a lot of time to really continue to collect any additional evidence that they need to support the two indictments that they have on the table. Gail Thornberry. Yes, I know, Gail. I know you feel it, and I know Jennifer feels it. Jennifer Nobles, I know she feels it. But for both of Jacqueline and Giselle, they will remain in jail, no doubt. And they will have be advised by counsel that they will continue to go through the barrels and barrels of evidence. They're probably still chasing people to get statements or do interviews, conduct those interviews to get depositions, et cetera, et cetera. But this case moves on for our boys, Classic and Sincere. And oh man, I was getting excited. I said, okay, so if they jump off October 24th, which would be the trial date, I would be right on top of it, along with my team covering this case in its entirety. Whether it will be televised, we don't know. We're not sure yet, but we're prepared to handle that and any updates coming from the trial after the trial session is done for the day. So we were going to capture it and bring it to you as a step-by-step update throughout the duration of the trial, however which way they go with it. So yeah, folks, we got to wait till next year. We got to wait till next year. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. It seems as if people look at everything as just a case. This is about humans. Come on now. Yeah. And I hope they're not looking at it like that. But for some reason, I think this is a stall tactic. That's just my opinion. This is another second major stall after, I think, June, July, August, September, October, a 3.5 month stall to get here. Now we go from October, November, December into January. So that appears to be a 90-day continuance, maybe a little bit more than that. Going into the second continuance round here. So if those attorneys need more help, they better get some help. Definitely. We at least have that, like some other people not charged or 2 weeks only for doing the same things those wackos did. Yeah, definitely where the wind blows. Definitely. At least they're in there, they're charged, they're locked up, and they're going to, hurry up and wait. Hurry up and wait. Definitely. Angela James, so many cases lately with no justice for victims and their families, from Ellie to the courts, etc. I agree. I agree, Angela. And it's just getting, I don't know, the more these cases ramp up, the slower law enforcement and case management seems to take place, because they know that they are at the scrutiny of the public. We will tear them apart. Most certainly, because they know that people have been really taking a look at the services that our law enforcement officials have been providing over the last, my goodness, for Summer Wells, it'll be 16 months. For Daniel Robinson, it'll be 16 months, the 23rd of this month. Summer is tomorrow, being the 15th. 16 months and no justice for these children that go missing. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. And it doesn't sound or seem like law enforcement is giving any updates on any of these cases. They just got a major update press conference just this week on Quentin, the little 20-month year old boy that went missing. And it's one case after the other, but yet, one thing I do have to say is that law enforcement jumped on that case, FBI jumped on that case, CARD team jumped on that case, special investigators jumped on that case like you would not believe to get them this far to have a presser just, I think it was either yesterday or the day before, to say that they have a primary suspect, the mother, Lalani. Primary suspect. Okay. Well, if she's a suspect, why don't you have her? Why hasn't she been arrested? Well, we can't answer that right now, due to the fact that it's an open investigation. Next question, please. Why would they? And this is the funny thing about those presses too. They always give you the details, whatever the details they have, was as brief as they can give them to you, and then they say, "Well, we'll have time for just a few questions," but tell you through the duration of the presser that they're not able to get into a whole lot of questions due to the fact that it's an open investigation. So why the hell would you say I'm going to stick around for questions when you know you can't answer them to begin with? I always found that the dumbest thing in the world to listen to. I'll take questions now. Oh, what the hell? Well, and the press, of course, has to do their job. Ask the questions to get the answer. Can't answer that right now. Open case investigation. Next. And they push that button every time. And this is where they fall short. Don't set yourself up to get dropped out the house, you know what I mean? We cannot answer questions at this time. And leave it there. Don't open yourself up to say, I'll take a few questions. That's stupid. It kind of tells us a little bit about the character of law enforcement on how they handle these cases. Are you dealing with the human factor here, or are you just pushing papers? You sound like a pushing paper, and the audio to a lot of these pressers need to be turned up so people online or that have TV that watch the news can hear the damn conference. Every time they do a live press conference, the audio is almost down to zero, and you got to turn your volume way up or put your earbuds in to hear what they got to say. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the one with faulty equipment over here. I don't know. Mr. Boss Blake is in the house. Yeah, and it's incredible what we see, both from the media and law enforcement handling these cases and the stories that go with them. They need to do a better job. 2022 technology, with all the technology we have, you mean to tell me we can't have better audio during pressers? Police can't be trained properly when it comes to a missing person? They have to take the slow boat to China and do everything from old school days with new school equipment and get what kind of results? I feel so bad for Kylie Rodney's family. I really do. In fact, that's going to be our next update because I know a lot has been coming out on her case. I'm going to share full screen with you because yesterday, the day before, there was an autopsy and toxicology report released officially now They said it was going to be November 1st, but look where we are, October 14th. Just last week, we had video surveillance footage that was taken at Prosser Park, Prosser Lake area. So where the hell did that come from? But it got out there. And those of you who've been following this case have either went to, oh my goodness, there's a ton of them. Zav Girl covered it. You had Plunder. She covered it. You have Crime Lines and Lies. She covered it. I mean, on and on and on. You had Chasing Truth. She covered it. Gray Hughes. He covered it. And so on and so forth for the channels that you guys go to, your favorite content creators covering the case, only to find, that Kylie's car, in regards to the appearances in the video, wasn't the only one near the water. If you notice that, during the time that the car was in motion, came out of the car circle from the road, cut to the left, and went straight down to where the water was. It paused there for a moment, almost like if it was still moving, but shimmering, and then we see the lights dip out. Meanwhile, over to the left side of the screen, there's two cars right alongside the water line, right off on the shore. And the funniest thing is about those two cars, they went in the direction of where Kylie's car disappeared. I'm sure you've noticed that. I did. And then for the autopsy and toxicology report to have come out and say it was an accident, cause of death was drowning, now it turns a lot of people's heads. And I said, well, what they gave us last week pertaining to the park video perhaps was put out there to set us up for the accident title that they were going to give it anyway. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Meanwhile, you've got folks online, YouTube content creators, breaking this case down like you would not believe. And yet, law enforcement in the beginning, along with search crew, volunteer divers, drones, all kind of special equipment and everything, couldn't find that car for 14 days. Until AWP, an independent group, search group, comes in there, puts their boat in the water, and finds that car in 38 minutes. According to them, they did use special sonar equipment to locate the car, which, of course, the police officials, Nevada and Placer County police officials, also had sonar equipment that was used. But yet they missed her for 14 days, and AWP came in and got her in 38 minutes. Got her in 38 minutes, folks. Now we got to wait for the autopsy toxicology. It was identified that it was Kylie in the car, in the back. I heard a silly thing on someone else's channel earlier this afternoon. Oh, she could have been strapped in a seatbelt. I said, really? Okay, that works. Way, 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 way in the back. But there are a lot of theories about how a body could float over the seats. Not necessarily over the seats because her car was upside down. So how she could have slid or floated between the ceiling of the car, which is on the bottom, and the seats in the car. which was now above her. How she got back there, whether she was clothed or not, whether there was anything, then now you take a look at the autopsy and find out that, oh my goodness, it gave me deja vu for the Kanika Jenkins case on how they received her and what they said about that autopsy report. I had a deja vu moment. But yet, in the update here, pathologists in Nevada County Sheriff's Office, Coroner's Division determined the death of Kylie Rodney was accidental. This ruling is based on the pathologist's findings that her death was the result of drowning and that there was no other information to suggest she was a victim of foul play, the sheriff's office said in a statement. Okay. I was just on Crime Lines and Lies with Miss Brooks earlier today, and she was covering this case, and we were talking about water not being in the lungs or the stomach. I didn't have the autopsy at that time, but I just recently got the physical 18-page autopsy report, the full report with toxicology. And I have to thank Miss Paula Mooney, aka Plunder, for sending me via email a copy of the autopsy report. And as soon as I get through it twice and highlight my portions I think that matter the most and compare what they deem as accident and what we looked at since the inception of the case as foul play, we'll see if they come together. Because when I did the same thing in the Kanika Jenkins case, 1 + 5 didn't equal 10. Okay. It just didn't work. Yes, Angela, Plunder is a great creator, and I'm going to be highlighting her channel tonight on my channel. But let's get through the rest of this now. Rodney, 16, first went missing on August 6th after attending a party attended by hundreds of other young people on the shores of Prosser Creek Reservoir near Prosser Family Campgrounds, 6 miles north of Truckee in Nevada County. She was discovered by a dive team, Adventures with Purpose, on August 21st, submerged in water of Prosser Creek Reservoir in her vehicle near where she went missing. The Nevada County Sheriff's Office scaled back their search to limited but continuous efforts. That's interesting. And the group, Adventures with Purpose, would have solved dozens of cold cases, volunteered to step in with their expertise. And they did. After less than an hour of searching, utilizing special sonar equipment, Rodney's vehicle was located 55 feet offshore in less than a quarter of a mile south of the campground. The group of volunteer divers found Rodney's silver Honda CRV upside down in the reservoir. Authorities confirmed Rodney's death 2 days later. The toxicology report identified ethanol, nicotine, caffeine, cotinine, and delta-9 carboxy THC in Rodney's system. Wait a minute. Delta-9 THC is the principal prophylactic ingredient in marijuana/hashish. Delta-9 THC is the inactive metabolic of THC, the report states. Ethyl alcohol, ethanol, drinking alcohol, is a central nervous system depressant and can cause effects such as impaired judgment, reduced alertness, impaired muscular coordination as well. ethanol can also be a product of decomposition and degradation of biological samples. And she was in the water for 2 weeks at best, too. Authorities have not released details what might have led to Rodney's vehicle ending up in the water. Nearly 20,000 hours were spent searching the area, and investigators received more than 1,800 citizens' tips regarding Rodney's disappearance. As always, our office will continue to work with the family by evaluating any additional information related to this investigation, Sheriff's Office officials said. We ask both the media and the public respect the family's privacy during this difficult time. Contact Managing Editor Eliza Funes or call for any updates regarding this story. Hello, Lisa McIntosh. Glad you can join us. Suzanne is in the house too. Y'all still busting through. Good. So since I have this on full screen, I was able to, and y'all can let me know if you see that. I'm gonna just take a brief. Thank you for joining us. So I want to give a major shout out to Miss Plunder for sending me this, because as soon as I got it, I put it on my computer. I says I'll put it to the side. I was working on items for the roundtable for tomorrow night's live, and was able to just go over a couple of pages here regarding the coroner's final report of the investigation for Kylie Rodney. And the final classification for this, under classification, is accident. You got the case number 1220-2506 here. Date of death was 8/21/2022. That bothers me right there. How many of you just thought about that with me? That bothers me right there. 8/21/2022 was the date of death. True or false? How many of you believe that? Put a 1 in the chat for true. Put a 2 in the chat for false. How many of you believe that? The date of Kylie's death is 8/21/2022. Let's see what we got. Meaning, according to this report, this is the date of her death. Of course. Yes, where the wind blows. She is very kind. I love that woman. Miss Justice says 2. No. Where the wind blows, 2. Gail, 2. Lisa, 2. LB Risha, 2. Lorraine, 2. Robin B, 2. Yeah. That's false. How could you do that? And the car went in the lake on the 6th. On the 6th. See, that first, it's always the first page that starts to mess with me. Now we get the date that's messing with me. So you know I'm going to go through this with a fine comb. Let me get that down. Hold on a second. I got to come back to you. I got to come back to you because I see I left and my bad for doing that. There we go. I got to take cold Pepsi's comment off there. It's like, okay, they can't see the rest of what I'm looking at. Jaded 2, Robin B 2, yes. Yeah, do they think we're stupid? Do they think we're stupid? Well, I can't tell the difference. We're the one making the official call on this. So, once it's written up, it's in stone. And the downside to this The major downside to this is that if there are any final questions that the family may have, and this is just me thinking, as I have a family. This is just me thinking. If I have second thoughts about this report in its entirety and all the information that was put together to make up this report, I have nothing to challenge it by, because the family had already cremated Kylie already in a memorial service previous to this report coming out. So now they can't go back to get a second autopsy done. So when they put the word final up there after memorial services, yeah, that word does definitely make it final. Unfortunately, but the first line bothers me, folks. Already there's a shift in the time of death. Already there's a shift in the dates. And this was reported by, let's continue. We've got Kylie Rodney, date of birth, age, female, white, 5'5", weighing 103 pounds, blonde hair, hazel eyes, never married. Resident of Truckee, Nevada. Detective Strachan during the autopsy. Okay, remains identified by or how identified. This detective had identified during the autopsy. Relatives, mother is only present here. The mother is only present here. Okay. Place of birth remains. Private dive company. Removed to coroner, yes. Type of medical examination, autopsy. Cause of death is drowning, period. Nothing else. Other significant conditions, none. Injury information, accident, Prosser Creek Reservoir. At work, no. Date of injury. Look at this. Look at this. 8/2022. Date of injury. Unknown. Hasn't that been determined? You see what I just highlighted there in blue? I'm having a problem, folks. Describe how the injury occurred. See? Describe how the injury occurred, but yet you go to date of injury and they left it out. Describe how the injury occurred. Decedent drowned in a lake while inside her vehicle. Date of injury. You see what I say? They're playing with this now. My opinion. Why don't you have the date there in conjunction with the date you started with? The date. Time of death. Date of death, excuse me. Because you set it up here. Date of death. 8/21/2022. Shouldn't it be the same as the date of injury? Just like you described how the injury occurred? Date of injury. Injury occurred at the time. Come on. Her Jeep went in the water on August 6th. Incident report by Jason Mackey. Badge number 3684. Report date 8/21/2022. There goes that date again. And it identifies the individual as above. Keep that date in mind, folks, because they're dating this all pretty much the same. 8/21/2022. Date reported. I'll put this one together. Here we go. Date reported. We finally got something right here. 8/6. Time reported. 7 minutes after 10. SAR request report by PCSO. But the date of death is the 21st. Date reported, date of death. You can't make this stuff up, folks. You can't do it. Time of death here is 20:33 hours. I'd put it at 8 p.m., 8:33 p.m. Time of death pronounced at 20:33 hours on 8/21/2022 by Deputy Jason Mackey. He's doing the decision-making here for the time of death. This is what they're recording this autopsy report with regarding the time of death coming from law enforcement. How would he know the exact time of death when they found her on the same day? But yet, they've been looking for her since the 6th, since her car went into the lake. She was reported missing. Come on, Jason. You don't expect us to be sitting up here looking at this saying, oh, yeah, that's right. Definitely. Place of death located in a 2013 Honda CRV, California license plate there. The vehicle was near GPS coordinates, so they had the GPS coordinates where the car was pinged at around 12:30. In the same place her car went into the lake. Now, at this time, according to this date here, now remember this, folks, 8/21/2022. At this time, they are stating organ tissue donor unknown, contagious diseases unknown, medical information unknown, cause of death pending investigation. Smoker, yes. Alcohol use, yes. Remains identified pending forensic pathologist report. This is key because the autopsy had not been done yet, even though they said the autopsy was done in a rather short period of time. Mark scars tattoo, none observed. Physical physician unknown. Personal dentist unknown. Next of kin, you have the family members here, Daniel and Lindsay, were contacted by California Highway Patrol Truckee office at 21:45 hours. This would be about 9:45 p.m. on August 21st, 2022, and notified that there was a decedent located in the vehicle registered to Kylie Rodney. Positive identification was not able to be made at this time. Based on the circumstantial evidence, the decedent was believed to be Kylie Rodney. They were advised of the pending pathologist's report, for confirmation of identity and cause of death. I called to respond to Prosser Creek Reservoir to the peninsula southwest of Prosser Family Campground. I was advised a female decedent was located within the cargo space of the vehicle Kylie Rodney was reported to have been driving. I responded to the location to handle the coroner's case. And hence it describes the scene, the body's position, body's condition, Mortuary statements, remains removed. I'm going to really cover this. I just wanted to give you just a flavor, just the beginning, my goodness, of how this was written up. And so far right now, I've got a problem with the date recognition. I got a problem with the date recognition, but and also who the autopsy was performed by. I'll bring that up and let you see that. And this is by Dr. Greg Raber, forensic pathologist at Placer County Sheriff Coroner, Auburn, California. We've got forensic pathologist, Placer County Sheriff Coroner, from March 2014 to present, 8 years and 8 months, Sacramento, California. Volunteer clinical professor, pathology and laboratory medicine at UC Davis Health System from 2011 to present, 11 years. Forensic pathologist, Sacramento County Coroner's Office, October 2011 till February 2014, 2 years and 5 months, Sacramento, California. Forensic pathologist, Forensic Medical Group, January 2003 to October of 2011, 8 years and 10 months. Forensic pathologist, Northern California Forensic Pathology Medical Corporation from June 1990 to December of 2001, 11 years and 7 months, Sacramento, California, as well as forensic pathologist in San Bernardino County Coroner from 1985 to 1995 years here. Okay, so this gentleman here has definitely well over, 1985. Oh, we're definitely dealing with over 30 years experience in the medical field. No picture. They never like to identify themselves. Whoa, what does he look like? I went searching for his picture. You know, they scrubbed his picture on every link that I could find. Here's a doctor for you. It's a circle with another circle in it and a half circle inside that circle. That's what he looks like. Yeah. And this is all the information that they give here. You know, so his degree is in medicine, obviously. You can't be doing all of this without your medical degree. That's for sure, especially as a pathologist. So let me see if I can. I'm just playing around over here. I was digging through it a little bit earlier. So forensic autopsy plus 2 more subspecialties. Male, over 21 years of experience, English. Dr. Gregory Raber is a pathologist in Sacramento, California. He received his medical degree from Loma Linda University School of Medicine and has been in practice for more than 20 years. Let me get rid of this. I can't stand these little things here. So his specialty is in pathology. Pathologists diagnose and characterize diseases. They analyze biopsied tissue and bodily fluids and interpret medical tests, including tests done by other specialists like dermatologists and cardiologists. Most cancers diagnoses are done by pathologists. Other specialties: forensic autopsy, atomic autopsy, autonomic autopsy, autonomic pathology, clinical pathology. Looking for something else? Search below to find a doctor with that skill set. So I looked at all just in a quick blink. I said, "Oh, there he is." No, that's John Abelli. No, there he is. Oh no, that's Jonathan Hughes. And then you get these doctors. Why do doctors not have photos when you go to their office? And they got photos like the president of the United States would have photos in his office of himself. You know, A blood type. Anyway, yeah, so if you haven't visited uh, Paula's channel, please do and subscribe to her channel. I think she did fantastic work on this case back to back. The last time she did cover the coroner's autopsy report on her channel as best as she could cover it. There was certain, how they use medical terminology and lingo in autopsies, so it does, for novices like us that don't have medical background or legal background covering these cases, we have to take time to pull up a dictionary and start looking at all of these long, $25 words that we don't normally get to see on an basis. So she's doing the same thing right now. I'm getting ready to do once I'm able to go through it. But she did absolutely fantastic work here on this case and hadn't missed a beat. Also covered the Quentin Simon case, a little 20-month-year-old that went missing that we spoke of earlier. But yes, please subscribe. And Ms. Paula Mooney, thank you for sending me the autopsy and toxicology report for my review. Hopefully, within the next few days, give or take, I'll be able to come back and do a special live and cover the autopsy in its entirety with you. Let's see what we have. Okay. Oh, yes. Thank you, Miss Justice, for dropping Paula's link in there. All right. Oh, just give me a second, folks. All right. Let's see what else we wanted to do here. Okay, as for missing Daniel Robinson, 25-year-old, went missing out of Buckeye, Arizona in June 23rd of 2021. His father, David Robinson, has been looking for him ever since. As of the 23rd of this month, he would have been missing for 16 months to date. Father has not found Daniel, nor has anyone been arrested, any new leads. Dad's been out there searching in the desert and on the ground in the city of Phoenix, Buckeye, every place he could go, find out what happened to his son. And we've covered some great information on our last live with you, breaking down the two systems that was in Daniel's Jeep that was found in the desert on July 19th of 2021 by a field rancher that was out there making sure that the cattle that he worked with didn't get scattered about and lost, and stated that he came across Daniel's car here in a 20-foot deep ravine, all smashed up. His clothes 3 feet from the vehicle, along with his shoes, boots, socks, underwear, t-shirts, everything Daniel had on that day was laid out on the ground. 2 cases of water, his laptop, car keys, cell phone, other work items were left on site. And police say they didn't have enough evidence to continue investigating this case. Is the case closed by the Buckeye Police Department? We don't know. But it's a shame on how this case was treated. It's not only a missing person, but it should have been escalated at the time to an endangered missing person because Daniel doesn't have a right hand. A field geologist who went to work one morning did not go back home. And it seemed the concern during the investigation was less than anything that anyone could stand for. They treated it like if it was just an auto accident that just happened somewhere and someone just got up and left their vehicle, their clothes, and everything and just walked off. As they told Mr. David Robinson, this is law enforcement, that is, he may have went to live in a monastery, which was a very foul thing to say, more or less, here. At the time, a parent had to come all the way from South Carolina, his hometown, all the way to Buckeye, Arizona, in a desert called the Sonoran Desert that's 100,000 miles long and wide in any direction you look at or look in, near the White Tank Mountains in Arizona, and he's out there by himself trying to find his son. Luckily, he was able to make connections with a lot of the local people out there. The stories started to grow, and he was able to bring together folks voluntarily, bring together folks in order to begin searching this vast desert for Daniel. He started a GoFundMe, which did raise up to a little bit above $200,000, but the money started depleting fast because of all the equipment that had to be used in order to search for Daniel. ATVs, water tents, refreshment tents for the searchers out there. I mean, you name it. You're not going to go out in the desert and not be fully equipped to deal with snakes, mountain lions, all kinds of insects, as well as wildlife. Absolutely. How you doing, Humongous? Good to see you, bro. So yeah, so we've been taking apart that case, and in our last live, I had I had a guest on who was covering some information about the two systems that were found in Daniel's car, an infotainment system and the black box, and we were able to give a good breakdown as to how those systems work independently of each other, like the left hand and the right hand, but come together when the vehicle is on for data information to flow from the car's actions. So, from the infotainment system, we were able to determine distance, how many times the car was turned on. We're able to identify not only how many times the car turned on, but why the car was turned on, well over 46 ignition cycles. Go 11 miles after airbag deployment. So it proves that there was two accidents. One that deployed the airbag and the final resting place where you see Daniel's Jeep located in 20-foot ravine here. So able to determine that. Out of that, I was able to begin to work with Mr. Robinson and start to glean a timeline for Daniel's phone calls and text messages. We were able to cover that information and get it down to a fine point to where we could present it, right to the point, straight, simple. There it is. This is the activities of the morning of June 23rd when Daniel went missing from 7:34 all the way through till the last phone contact was made with him. And the last phone contact or transmission that we know of to date is at 9:28 when he called his coworker Ken from the Weber company pump technician who was there to meet him at that well site to do work together to prepare whatever kind of documentation as well as geological samples that Daniel needed to collect, water test results that Daniel needed to collect in order to bring them back to his company, New Matrix Engineering, to give them the well test and determination of those tests. But at 9:28 a.m., this was the last transmission from Daniel at this time. So I'm going back over critical timeline from this 9:28. That's what I'm working with right now in covering his case. And obviously the police chief, Larry Hall, stated in a video he didn't have enough evidence to warrant any kind of criminal investigation. That was his angle. Didn't have enough evidence to warrant a criminal investigation for Daniel. It wasn't the clothes outside the vehicle stripped completely from Daniel that was enough evidence. The car itself, there were no fingerprints taken. There was no blood, DNA taken. No tests done with the car other than the test that David Robinson had to have conducted by a reconstructionist, private investigator who worked with him to begin telling the tale of what happened to Daniel's Jeep. And that private investigator is no longer working with Mr. Robinson at this time. Mr. Robinson is still waiting for reports from that first private investigator to date. I figured he would have had those reports done so he would have something to compare all of the information which came from the police report on their data collection versus the independent investigation that he had with the reconstructionists and their report for the same data collection pertaining to Daniel's Jeep. But he doesn't have that. Why? Because people out in Buckeye, Arizona don't want to work to try to help find somebody's child. I don't care what color they are. But it seems like there's some kind of racial divide, if you will, and that's my opinion, some kind of disparity going on out there to where this man can't get the proper help. A United States veteran served 2 tours in Afghanistan, can't get help. After serving this country, he can't get help in his own country to help look for his child? Are you kidding me? It turns me up every single time I have to think about that. But all is true. All is true. These are the volunteers. He'd have to set this up almost every weekend, and he had been doing since he'd been there. And this is what he had to streamline and taper off from doing because of the fundraising aspects, the coordination aspects. This all has to be coordinated. Line searches have to be coordinated. Drone searches have to be coordinated. ATV searches have to be coordinated. Any findings have to be not only coordinated, but have to be handled with extreme care because of the chain of custody factor in the case. All of this. So yeah, he's still searching for Daniel. We're still working with the Robinson family to date since we've started last year, helping to keep the story exposed, helping to share this story and keep it out there until something hits the table, something turns the table for the Robinson family on locating where Daniel is, because we're still looking for him. We're still looking for him. And yes, thank you for bringing that up where the wind blows. There are 5 different police reports. 5 different police reports other than the one that we covered here, which was the very first one that we tore apart. We're still working on that one, and he's got 4 additional ones. Wow. Tells you something. Really tells you something. Okay. That's just how I feel about it, Gail. Some of these cops are corrupt. They've been there too long. They've been there too long. When you're there too long, you go in with black hair and come out with white hair. It's too long. You're dealing with the stresses of dealing with the public in unexpected ways. You don't know if you're going home that day. And we get that, United States of America, public can be rough in various different places. Yes, we know that. Those stories show up online every day. So we understand what stresses law enforcement officials are under on a daily basis. However, does not prevent anyone from doing their damn job properly when they're supposed to be doing their damn job properly. And if somebody is missing, you continue to help, because as long as that case report is open on your desk, it's not solved. It's not solved. Summer Wells, case not solved. Missing 16 months to date tomorrow. Damn, in a few hours. Not solved. Donald gets out of jail October 31st of this month. YouTube might be lit up again on the Summer Wells case. Kylie Rodney's case took precedence, like Gabby Petito's case took precedence over Daniel Robinson's case. I'm hitting it where I saw it. More attention to Gabby Petito's case than Daniel Robinson's case, and they pretty much went missing side by side. Petito case got all the services. Robinson's case is where it is. Where it was then is where it is now, same place. Incredible. I could say that for a number of other cases, but I didn't jump on here to do that. But to give the insight of it, yeah, I wanted to make sure that people keep their eyes open for that. I don't know. It'll be a word for it, but there's a deciding factor on who gets more coverage than who on the media, who gets more services when it comes to law enforcement than others, and then how cases are wrapped up. And I'll say this, I do not like how the Kylie Rodney case closed. You read the first line in the report and the date starts to jump at you and starts to knock you back. Oh, how could they determine time of death on the 21st when her Jeep went in the water on the 6th? Uh-oh. Looks like one of those hair benders, John. Kanika Jenkins, 19 years old, went to a birthday party with 3 of her other friends on September 8th of 2017. Didn't come back home from that party because they found her at a Crown Plaza hotel, stuck way in the back of the building in an industrial commercial freezer. What happened to her? It's the same thing. Autopsy report came out, toxicology report came out. Yeah, she had alcohol in her system. So did Kylie. Kylie had a little bit more in her system than Kanika did. It said that Kanika had 3,000 nanograms of topiramate, which is a prescription for people who suffer from seizures, epileptic seizures, and can also be taken and used for weight loss. Here you got delta 9 THC in another person's system. Both girls went to a party but never came back home. A lot of mistakes were made in the Kylie Rodney case. No doubt. Law enforcement dropped that ball over and over and over and over and over again. The press conferences that they held was very shaky. That they call it a PIO now, public information officer. Yeah, put the police chief up there. Put the investigator up there we have our public information officer to answer and present to you today's facts about the case. Here now is the public information officer. Well, what the hell is this? Customer service? I mean, come on. It sounds like it's important, but move her out of the way and get the person who's got boots on the ground handling the crime scene, the case, facts. You're going to get a public information officer. I found that to be very weird. And how the pressers were conducted with that public information officer. And then when the real deal came up, she couldn't answer nothing. Now you got to get the people handling the case to get up there and turn red. Turn red trying to get it out now. Well, a public information officer didn't work. Well, I'll do my best. And I don't mean to be comical about it. It just looks that way when you look at it. Accidental death for Kanika Jenkins? We can say the same thing here for Kylie Rodney. She was by herself? Kanika Jenkins was by herself. Teenagers? Yeah. One's 19, one's 16. Teen. Then you got people in these cases, children. No. Don't start messing with words. They're teens, 18, 19. You get into 20, now you're dealing with a young adult. They're playing with words, folks, and it's very important that we hone down on these. These children don't know. You're talking about children. They get ready to go to college. Well, you know what I mean. That's what they're saying. Yeah, that's what they're all saying. And it kind of plays with the emotions a bit based on those words used. These young people, kids, these young people, they haven't the slightest clue as to what's happened. Oh, well, basically, hey, they lie. They lie, they become grown-ups, and they do the same thing that they used to do when they were a kid. They're going to cover for each other. In Kylie's case, nobody talked. So they had no reason to lie. They just weren't going to say nothing. In the Kanika Jenkins case, they lied, and they flat out just said it. Unbelievable. But that's what you get when these cases come about. And you have to deal with all of the elements on case structure, interviews, autopsy toxicology reports, how the police actually conduct a crime scene investigation. All of this, like I said, me, Humongous D, Boss Blake, 54 Keys, Jackie Dragon, Chloe Olvera. I mean, any one of, Hell of a Chick. Any content creator. Well, we're not professionals at this. We're just looking hard enough to get the facts. A fact's a fact. A fact is a fact. So that's where we keep it. That's where it belongs, because that's more the truth than anybody else's opinion, speculation, or hypotheses, if you want to really get a $25 word in there. And it's sad. It's sad that we're seeing certain things not done when they should be done by the people in authority that should be doing them. All right. Oh, wow. But I want to thank you all for being here. But our final is going to be regarding the upcoming. Let's see if I can share this. We got to wait in. Oh man, that's going to be on my mind for the rest of the over the weekend, the rest of the next week too. We got to wait till next year for the Orrin and Orson West case, Classic and Sincere's case, to go to trial, because defense attorneys for Jacqueline and Trezell West are still not ready. Jelani Day's case blows my mind too. It is what it is. Even that case, the same disparity is involved in that, is involved in the Daniel Robinson case. I mean, case after case, but not many people are looking at those cases. It's the bigger ones that get thrown out there and get media attention. Take a look at the Quentin Simon case, that 20-month child who went recently missing. Now his mother's a suspect. Look how that's blown up right behind Kylie's case, almost running parallel to it, compared to the other cases that are out there and have been out there. Quiet, silent, not much being spoken about those cases. But then again, you do have a few content creators like myself that will pull those cases out into the light and try to give them some kind of exposure. Absolutely, absolutely unknown. And yes, BB Diamond, yeah, that's what I told David. I said, I'm here to help you in any way, shape, or form. You know, and the next Daniel Robinson update will be with Mr. David Robinson giving us the update directly, because he has spoken on my channel on a number of occasions since last year regarding his findings, his own investigation, and where he is in the case. So yeah, that's where the rubber meets the road. You know, if we can get even Crystal Anderson, the young lady, I think I had a mother of three who went missing. They had an argument with the boyfriend. One of the children saw, I guess, her significant other stick her in the trunk of a car, and then that car sped off, only to find out that now his BMW was set on fire. Oh, man. Of all cars to have on fire, right? Not a Volkswagen, a BMW. A BMW, yet she cannot be found and has not been located since. This was in the month of August. I think it was August 20th. Yeah, Crystal Anderson has not gotten a lot of attention. So I'm going to follow up with her sister. I was able to talk with her to see if she would come on panel and share the story, and we can kind of get that story out here, and maybe she can do a little bit of round robin exposure on the story through a number of content creators I know that will pick up her story and expose that story and continue to follow up on that story. But people are busy trying to stay active. They're living their lives. They're raising their family. They still got to cook, eat, all this other stuff, pay the bills, go to work. Meanwhile, at the same time, they're trying to look for their loved ones. Definitely. With that said, because I do have a meeting to go to. Man, how time flies. Huh, okay, I put 90 minutes in. Yeah, 7:30, 8:30, 9 o'clock, John, 90 minutes. Our next round table. Huh? Type of one in the chat. How many of you have been following the roundtable sessions regarding the Kanika Jenkins case? Just type a 1 in the chat if you've been following that. We have done a roundtable here on my channel. We've done a roundtable on Mr. Boss Blake's channel. We've done roundtables on Miss 54 Keys' channel. We have now completed 4 roundtable sessions, and we're about to get ready to go into session 5. Where the wind blows says yes. Okay. It is what it is says yes. Gail Thornberry says yes. LB Risha says yes. Raj says yes. Come on now, that's it. Oh, okay, y'all. Well, heads up. You need to check that out. Now, even though this case is 5 years old, we began a review of this case, as we've spoken about on Table Talk when we first started. We began a re-review of this case to really fine-tune facts and details about possible things that may have been overlooked or given thought to. And in doing so, we're able to see things from a different perspective, looking at it and shedding light on that perspective and putting it and presenting it out there. Not the crazy theories about Kanika never walking the hallways, because that's bullshit. Okay? That there were 4 and 5 other Kanikas running and walking into the home, because that's bullshit too. That her throat was cut in the back of a car, that's bullshit. A lot of nonsense, bullshit, is out there twisting the facts, twisting the story, even to this day. From 2017 of September the 8th, she was found September 10th, and here it is, October 14th, and you still have people 5 years later. They shimmied into that 5-year timeline somewhere and picked up from this one and picked up from that one and picked up from this one and that one, didn't do any kind of background research to be solid with their information. They're just flying off the handle with anything that sounds good but can't prove. They can't prove it. We say, show your receipts. That's the best proof that you can look. All I had to do is this. Watch. All I got to do is this. I'm going to show you proof. Watch. I'm going to blow your mind right now. I'm going to blow your mind. I know of a channel that's been up covering this case like no other. And I'm proud to be working with her on this case. And I'm going to show you proof that she's got a channel. Watch. Bingo. There it is. There's my proof. It doesn't take a rocket science to take 2 seconds to show proof. I could do it to Humongous Steve's channel. I can do it to anybody's channel. Boss Blake's channel. I could do it to anybody. There's my receipt right there. Who am I talking about? Oh, 54 Keys. That's her channel. How you know she's got a channel? It's right there. It could tell me everything about 54 Keys, the content that she's put on her channel, how long she's had her channel, how many views she's got on her channel, how many subscribers she's got on her channel, everything. How many playlists that she was able to construct and put on her channel, everything that's on her community board, everything. There's my receipt. Where's yours? That's pretty much what the real truth seekers on the Kanika Jenkins case will tell you. There's my receipt. Where's yours? Not sit 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hours on StreamYard, online, talking about hypotheticals, theories, unrelated statements that make no frickin' sense, and then get into it with other content creators. I never, ever understood that. I have nothing else better to do. Let me go fuck with someone. Is what their mental capacity tells them. Look, you can't talk about the Kanika Jenkins case. Why? Because you haven't done research. Well, I don't want to do any research. Well, go fuck with somebody then. That's what they do. And we'll tell you she hasn't walked the hallways ever because she's never been in the hotel establishment before. How do you know that? Where's your proof? It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But yet you have people out there putting it out there. And all kind of crazy stuff. So to team up with 54 Keys, Mr. Boss Blake. Matter of fact, is he Mr. Boss Blake in the head? Yeah, he's here. You know something? Mr. Boss Blake, I'm dropping a link for you. Come on up here, brother. Just give me a shout out here. I'll drop the link for you. Talking about things that have never occurred, will never occur, has never occurred. And passing it off as a fact, or trying to pass it off as a truth or a fact. And people are sitting up there, those 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 hours, and they have nothing to do. Maybe insomnia is just as bad as the content creator trying to put the shit out. They need something to go to sleep with, I guess. So that's what they do. Meanwhile, you have other content creators that are putting work out, doing due diligence, taking hours upon hours and days upon researching stuff, and posting it on their channel for their own channel community. That's all the content creators are doing. But to go and attack some other content creator to undermine them in every way possible that the human mind could ever imagine or think of, that's mental illness. And to do it on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis, that's serious mental illness. You know they got a case manager. Prescriptions are falling out of the bathroom cabinet over the sink. And we're not talking about just the weed and stuff. Yeah, so did I drop that link? I certainly did. Boss, I know we're supposed to be, I know what time it is. I just want to get this part through. And let's do this. Let me go back to 54 Keys. And here you have the roundtable. There we go. There we go. My brother, like no other, Mr. Bossman, is in the house. Here we go.
What's going on, bro? Yeah,
Hey, I'm just breaking it down, brother. Just breaking it down. How you doing?
I'm good. Hold on, let me make sure I change the settings.
Okay.
Yeah, I had YouTube playing in the background. I was on the phone with 54, man, and I said, did he just call me? I think he might have just called me. What's good, everybody? What's good, everybody? I appreciate the love. Appreciate the love, man. Doing a good job.
Definitely. I'm just so glad you got a chance to jump up here before I wrap things up and everything. Just telling folks that we've got session 5 happening when? Tell them.
Tomorrow, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, 7 p.m.
7 p.m. There
What
it
up,
is.
Hugh? What up, Hugh? What's going on, fam? Just speaking to some of the people, man. Yeah, man. Hey, this live coming up tomorrow, man. Y'all don't want to miss it for several reasons. You know, for one, it's the roundtable. For one, for two, we got some information for y'all, man. And you know, we try to keep it consistent and try to provide new information that maybe some people have not heard of or haven't seen. If you have heard of it, salute to you. But we dig deep, man. We dig real deep on the information that we find. And I think this show right here is going to be epic. And we got a surprise after the show, too. So, man, y'all make sure y'all tune in tomorrow at 7 p.m., man. The roundtable, man. We're going to be on 54 Keys channel. It's going to be lit, man. Make sure y'all tune in.
Absolutely. And this is her channel. And please subscribe. Do it now. Do it now before we close up. Do it now. Just hit it and make sure the bell is on. My bell is on. It's always been on since I've joined this channel. And like I said, is my receipt.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely.
And she's even got the 18 hours ago Ride with Me Roundtable Session 5, Saturday, October 15th at 7 p.m.
Hey, I was talking to her, right? And she's so eager for us to get backstage because, you know, the information you told us in our little text message group, she ready to see it and she ready to get
I know.
Work, you know what I'm saying? So
I know. Hey. When I got it, I said, "Oh, well, let me text them to let them know that information did come through." And I was very happy. It took me quite some time to settle down too. I was like, okay, now it's a wrap. We got it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good one.
Absolutely. So for tonight's John Q live, giving you some updates on some cases that we're keeping a heavy eye on, and also to tell you, definitely join us for the roundtable tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Mark it down. You're going to be home and on your computer. Hit that notification bell. Go to her channel right now. Hit it, get it, and let's ride. Because this session has been put together extremely tight and with information, and I can say a good portion of it, information that has not been seen. Information that has not been seen nor gone over. And I want to thank the roundtable contributors that's made the roundtable sessions possible. You know, we have Humongous D. I'll always call him Humongous D, even though his name is Humongous. He took the D off, you know, but his content on his channel has been an extraordinary catalyst to everything else that we've connected the Kanika Jenkins case 2. Mr. Jackie Dragon, extraordinary work on this case. Miss 54 Keys, extraordinary work on this case. Mr. Bossman Blake definitely has cut in deep. And in fact, he did a video. You should check it out tonight, too. You should check it out tonight based on perception. It's a short video. It's a very short video, but in it contains information that only you can receive once your eyes get laid upon it. And then you can say, okay, well, what did I just see? Then you may just see it again, and maybe a third time again, to get what message he sent you, and to keep your eyes open for, because that's based on perception. Yours, just like tomorrow night, will be based on your perception too. And how you believe this story and the facts told and the information provided will be left up to you, not for us. We're not there to convince you of anything. We're not there to persuade you into anything. None of these content creator that contributed to this case, none of them are guilty of ever doing that. The only thing they're guilty of is putting the facts on the table, letting you see it for yourself, how you perceive it to be solid and unshakable compared to the nonsense that's out there. That's your job, not ours.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's your job. So, we got 54 Keys in the building. She been in here. Okay, 54 is in the house. She's in the building.
54 ready to get to work.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, roundtable tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Be there. 54 Keys' channel is going to be lit. And we have a special surprise concerning that roundtable. You definitely don't want to miss.
For real.
We ain't telling you nothing now. That's it. Close lips. But yes. But thank you, Bossman, for jumping up here just for a couple of minutes. And yeah, we're just moving on in these cases. And just to find out, and thank you so much for text messaging me in regards to the West case. I had gotten the update from Carol Smith. She sent me the link and everything. I said, just in time. Look at that. Only to be told that they're not ready.
Right.
Damn.
Yes, sir.
Doesn't change anything. But
I don't know why. But it is normal for things to get pushed, because I done seen this with Grandmaster Jay. I done seen it in several cases. But my question is, why?
Right.
We'll find out soon enough. And
we certainly will. Thank you, Miss Justice, for dropping 54 Keys' channel down there. Channel in the chat. Do it now. Don't wait. Well, after dinner, after my French fries get done. I'm halfway through this pork chop. No. Do it now. And then you got Humongous D's channel is right there. Thank you, Miss Justice. And thank you, Miss Aquahoma. Want to thank all of my moderators that showed up today. We got definitely a crew in here that holds it down, keeps it held down, and keeps it moving.
Definitely.
And once again, thank you, Miss Lorraine, for sending me that love. Even before I hit the live button, you definitely moved me. And yes, our birthdays are this month, both Bossman Blake and myself. We got birthdays in this month. So we have to chat a little bit to see if we're going to do something, combine a special together, or I do mine, he does his, and we move about. We'll put something together.
Here you go, Humongous D. It's going to flash real quick, man. There it is, right there. There it is. That's your sneak peek. I'm gonna let you go, John, man. I appreciate you, bro.
All right, man. I'll see you in a few.
All right.
Okay. Mr. Bossman Blake. And yeah, so the moderators are holding it down. And we look forward to having a real good time tomorrow night at 54 Keys' house, 7 p.m. 7 p.m. 7 p.m. for session 5 of the roundtable regarding the Kanika Jenkins case. That's going to be a head spinner, I'm telling you. And G Money is in the house. Thank you for coming by, G Money. Always good to see you, and always good to see everybody. Yeah, Jamel Hester is in the house. Thank you for being here. My goodness. And thank you all for hanging in there with me. I'm running a little over time, but I wanted to get my updates done. I haven't been on for a couple of weeks because I've been working behind the scenes on some things, especially the roundtable work that we've been doing. And now we can begin that shift again. And we'll go to Table Talk on Sunday and have a good time. This weekend's going to be very powerful. Indeed. So keep your eyes open. Keep the love factor on high. And as I always say, just, hey, we're living in some strange times, folks. But those times can go two ways. Just two. And in those two ways, you can receive the blessings or you can receive the consequences. Two ways. I always look for the blessings because the blessings will teach you more in essence of love and respect and appreciation for others, more so than the consequences, because that slows the learning process down. Let you ponder that thought for a minute. So look for the blessings. Keep to the good. Focus straight. When you know something is crooked, identify it and know what you want to do with it. When you know it's straight, you're in the right place. So with that said, we're going to wrap things up. And I know I didn't actually open up with an intro like I normally do. I just wanted to jump on here and get to tonight's live. But you know how I usually do it. It's all about cueing the truth. That name I was blessed with in cueing the truth to get what I do best out on my channel and share that with you. So with that said, y'all take care, be well, and stay blessed with Godspeed. We'll see you tomorrow night, 7 p.m., 54 Keys channel. All right, don't be late.